All right guys, today we're gonna learn how to use this two-post vehicle hoist. So we have our car positioned here. This is a Honda Pilot, so it's a unibody car, front wheel drive. So when you position the car on the hoist, you wanna try and get it centered right to left as far as the spacing between the door and the hoist on either side. And you also wanna look up in the service manual where those jacking points are. So we have those centered, so a good rule of thumb is about where the door handle or so is pretty close to the post. That'll get you pretty close. So if you need to, you can always leave the vehicle in neutral and roll it forward and aft a little bit if you need to. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lean down and we are gonna set this hoist. So if we look here, on this particular car, it has these pads right here. So there's a little pad on the forward and the aft where that hoist goes. So that's what's called out in the service manual. So we need to get this lift under here. And if you notice, that's a big distance between there and the pad. So we're gonna use some extensions. So we're gonna put two in the aft, this one tall one in the front. We're gonna get it under there. And then it's going to be a lot closer to our pad. And if we need a finer adjustment, these are threaded to where we can raise it up higher and lower as needed. So you want to have all four pads about the same distance from the vehicle. So you want them all to hit at the same time when we're going up. So we got that one set right there. That one's set there. We're gonna get the other side. So we got all four of those set underneath the vehicle. So now we'll talk a little bit about the controls of the lift. So the main controls are this lever here to release the hydraulic pressure to lower the vehicle. This button here runs the pump motor, so it'll raise the vehicle up. This lever here releases the safety catch. So as this lift goes up, it's gonna click, 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 and it's gonna sit on those catches. So if there was ever an event of a hydraulic failure, the vehicle will be resting on those catches. So it's pretty simple to run. So once we have our lift points set correctly, we're gonna raise this thing up. So we're gonna bump the lift up to the bottom of the body. So as soon as it hits here, I like to double check. I'm gonna get underneath here and double check to make sure that thing is hitting where it needs to hit. So you don't wanna crush this rocker panel or some suspension component or something like that underneath there. So double check. So walk around the vehicle, make sure all four spots are hitting the right lift point. So once we've double checked that, we're ready to raise. So what I'll do here, once we've bumped it up, double checked all four positions, I'm gonna raise it up. And what I like to do is I'm gonna make sure that this vehicle is well balanced. So we're gonna give this thing a shake. So you can come to the front or rear bumper. You wanna make sure this thing is not gonna fall off the lift. So give it a wiggle, make sure it's balanced. Then we're ready to go up from there. So once we're ready to raise it up, it's good to make sure everyone's clear, the area, you can call out all clear, everyone clear, and then we're ready to raise. So we're just gonna depress this button. As it goes up, you'll hear it click every time the safety catch catches. So you'll hear this clang, 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 clang as it goes up. So here we go. Once we've raised it up to a comfortable working height, say we're working on this wheel and tire or brake system, we have this thing up at a height we like, we always want to set this thing down on the safety catch. So as we raise it up, you hear it click. So all we gotta do is push the lowering lever and it's gonna set it down on the catch. So the vehicle's on there. So now it's safe to work on. So we can work on this wheel and tire or brakes, whatever we might need to be doing. So it's on a safe position here. So if you're doing some extensive work, you may want to put some additional support stands, but for wheel and tire work, this works great. So say we need to go up further, if we need to do some underbody work. So all we got to do is hit that raise button there. And you can hear it's automatically going on those safety catches. So we're gonna go all the way up. If you notice here, up top, this silver bar with the foam pad, that's a safety switch. So if you happen to have a really tall vehicle, maybe a pickup truck or a full-size van, you wanna make sure that you're not crushing the roof in, because we could raise this thing up. So that safety switch is there to help prevent that. But I do always like to have an eye on it just in case as you're going up. So now that we're up all the way, we need to set this thing down on the safety catches again. So we're gonna lower it down a little bit here. There we are on the safety catches. Now it's ready to work. So it's safe to work underneath if we had to work on the suspension or underneath the engine or anything like that. So pretty simple to do to raise it up. But the one thing to remember, we always want to let it down on the safety catch. Let it down on that safety catch before you get underneath it, okay? So we have our vehicle up in the air. We've got our repairs done, our oils changed, whatever we might be doing. So now it's time to lower it down. So to release the safety catch, you pull this lever. But right now, the weight of the vehicle is on those safety catches. So we can't pull the lever just yet. So what we have to do is we have to raise it up. So we're going to raise the vehicle. So we're going to push the button to raise it. Now we're able to pull this catch. Did you get all that? So now that we have the catch pulled, we have to hold this catch down as we lower the vehicle. So remember, raise it off the catch, release the catch, then we're going to release the hydraulic pressure, and we're coming down. So say if you had it up and you want to stop midway, maybe you're still working on that wheel and tire or the brakes or something. Let off that safety catch there so they're back inactive, and just let it down on the safety catch. So no big deal. So again, to lower it down the rest of the way, we have the weight of the car on the safety catch. It's not going to pull. It's not going to release. So raise it up. Hold that release, and we're going to let it down. So we'll go all the way down here. So once the vehicle's down and the hoist is all the way down, it's always a good idea to kick the rack out. That way someone won't come up and think that the rack is in the perfect spot. It forces them to double check it. And also be a good neighbor. Put these up where they belong. Because you never know, the next guy may open the door, and sometimes these are really close to the door, and you can damage the door. So it's a good idea to put these up in the storage rack when you're done. And there you have it. That's how you would raise and lower a car on the hoist.